Don't worry, guys. No French national anthem this time. We're gonna do this the right way for the introduction. Which is, hello and welcome everyone to GHR F4 Round 3 for the French Grand Prix. And, well, joining me alongside myself in the commentary box is, I hope, if he's here, because I heard his mic messing up, hopefully he doesn't have to go back to China to replace
Nope.
it. It is Mr.
I
Mime.
don't.
Welcome to the commentary box.
Yep.
What
be
is
right
happening
back.
to your what is
My
keeps cutting out?
charger's been weird. I'll go fix it.
Well, hopefully that's repaired. But yeah, at the moment not great with the amount of people who are here, despite my efforts.
I mean, we don't have many F4
Yeah, I was racing
competitors.
with some of these new guys who are here, who seemed interested. So, with the amount of, or the lack of attendances, it's worth a shot. With a depleted grid, and the stakes aren't high at all, really. Well, in terms of like making a major error, that is. So, right, let me just respond to my messages, because I know a lot is going on here at the moment. Oh yeah. Actually, right, I'm going to send another batch of invites out. Get this all going. Yeah, I mean, he can, because we need people at this rate. To join. I'll send an invite to you as well as a backup. I can't imagine what would happen if we didn't have these new guys. It'd be down to like 3 people. And there's someone else who can't even join in. He was supposed to be racing today as well, which is brilliant. Like, they're here. They can race, but it's, yeah. No idea what's happening. And someone's left. Who left?
Oh no.
We can't be down to 6 people. This is just outrageous. I forgot to tell you about that. I was just too busy trying to get messaging every single driver, telling them to join and to
Ooh,
race.
do we have Toxie?
Toxie, he's not even online. Yeah, actually, if you can do that, I'm gonna invite the people who are online. If you know what his thing is, Toxie something 10. Yeah. Maybe, oh, getting F3 people, I'm not too sure about that. I really aren't. I'm not, because, like, you can... F4 guys in F3 as reserves. Yeah, you can do that, but going backwards the other way in the opposite direction, I don't think's good. Hey! Oh, why did it... Why? I mean, come on, they sign up and then they don't even turn up. That is so disappointing. There we go, right. I'm gonna send him another invite. See, Brocard's also online. Why isn't Brocard here? He's on the game. Well, actually no, he's not, but he's on his PlayStation, I should say. Yeah, in terms of like messaging people, Oshin, that would be great.
Rockard isn't in the F4 chat, I believe.
Right, I'll... Yeah. Look, James is saying that without his opinion from me. Well, at the moment we would be down to like 5 people racing, and to be honest with you, I don't think I really want to commentate over a 5-car race. So, like, getting these new guys in at this rate is just to save this event today, and to actually make this race get ahead.
I mean, we could try and invite F3 members who didn't complete the French GP or didn't compete. That'd give them a chance, but...
Yeah. I mean, Storm even suggesting to put F3 drivers in F4, and that is something that he was strongly against. That's the way things are going at the moment. Yeah, I mean, there's enough F3 people. Oh, Kel's online. That could give us some hope. But yeah, at the moment, yeah, 8-car race. Three tiers, we could, yeah, 3 tiers seems like a logical option, but what's that going to do to the championships, and people aren't going to be wanting to move? That's another issue we got to think about. So it's not as easy as that, and as that we all presumed it might be. I think we're going to have a real struggle with even that. So maybe bringing in new drivers is the only logical option, perhaps. Who knows? At this stage, it's unknown
Mm.
at this point in time. Now, there are quite a few F3 people in here, but do we want to do that? I'm not going to invite any F3 people, that is F3 drivers who have actually raced in F3 this season, unless people are happy for me to do that. If not, we're going to stick to the amount of people we have now.
Mm.
Yeah, but look at those. Oh, it's just
Mm.
what is going on?
Yeah, I think do video games cause violence? I think if you say they teach you how to be a robber, then
We got nowhere really.
if there was a game where it told you how to bury a dead body,
All
then
right,
maybe.
do I invite F3 guys in or not? If someone can clarify.
But that's a movie.
Yeah, if James can clarify in the comments whether putting F3 people in here for this race is a good idea or just keep it as it is and have 8 people racing.
Yeah.
And I need a response ideally now so we can get started. With or without them. And if it's going to be F3 people, then that's going to mess things up. Toxie is online, actually. Actually, we might not need to do that after all.
It's fine. Makachu will save you.
It'll take us to 9 drivers.
I played Mario Kart for years, but not once have I driven my car off a bridge and then thought that Makachu would save me.
Yeah, let's not forget, we had about 85 sign-ups. Tox season. How can we get from 85 to not even half of that number?
Wait, what did you say?
Have we got a response in the comments yet?
No, but not yet. But
Oh yeah.
who knows?
I think give it until 10 past, which is in 2 minutes. If
Yeah.
no one else says that they're available to race, then we just begin.
All right.
I forgot the
I'll invite all the F3 drivers who aren't even online.
birthday boy's dying today.
Brocard isn't here, and Brocard actually, I mean, you know, he had to change his scheduling and the things that he does on a Saturday to turn up, and when he does turn up, there's only about 6 other cars on the grid, so I think he's fallen into the thing of, well, you know, what's the point, you know, because he's spending a lot of time and he has to do other things in order to turn up on Saturdays, and when he does, nobody's there. Or hardly anyone turns up. Kel, another one. Oh no, hopefully he races, because that'll be an even more of a disaster. But yeah, I've invited. There we go. No F3 drivers. I'm going in spectator mode. We're gonna have an 8-car race.
My name is Carl. I'm from the IRS and we fix the computer as a virus. What's that song or movie again?
So I'll let that go. Oh, spectator mode. Get in spectator mode.
Mm.
Like every game movie. Super Mario Bros. Movie. Yeah. What's it called? Oh yeah, the
Oh, there we go. While that is loading in, I'll...
What was that?
Yeah, but...
How many times do I have to tell you? Don't say that.
Actually informing us.
No, don't
But
say
as the
that.
18-minute long qualifying session begins, our drivers will have to wait to see which one will be exiting the pits first.
Yeah. But this is... 8 people. Oh my god.
Mm.
Go back to the 1930s. You don't belong in
I'd rather watch, see if Bryson can cause a bit of trouble, see.
Nah.
That'd be a better
Let's
talking point
not.
in this race.
Oh god.
Honestly. Right, let me see the
that's
score.
And our first drive out is YBR. Your soft compound.
Oh, they've equalised. Oh, there.
You better not be saying that to get me having a joke, but
No, literally, they've
let's
just
actually stay
equalised.
on. Let's stay on F1 topics here today. We're not here to see the Premier League, right? But as a matter of fact, about F1, then this right here, Bombplan has fitted the super soft compound in the pit, so I think he's going to go for that sort of strategy. And T-Hawk has gone on the softs. There's
T-Hawk
lots of drivers there.
has he?
Yeah, on the detail for fitted, you'll see it.
Okay, but yeah, there's a lot of discussion actually about what's the problems of F4 and F1 really, I guess you could say as well.
It just seems like a lack of attendance. Well, that's pretty clear, but oh well.
Yeah. I'm not too sure. Right. So James said, why do people actually do it though? It's a problem where they care more about their egos, reputations, and other leagues like AOR and things like that than applying their trade in a smaller league. But I guess you could argue, like, FRL and TFRL last season, like, we were getting good numbers, so...
Why did that when we've merged we get lesser attendances?
It's quite confusing. And even more confusing why 80 plus people signed up. The first week was great, apart from F4. And then the numbers just fall off. That never happened in, well, from my experiences anyway, in FRL, that never happened. Apart from F1 last season, that was consequently kind of fixed by getting new people in, but it just got out of hand there. But apart from that, we never had this problem before.
stay into F1. Going on to F4, while we are coming through the final sector.
Bomb planter and Toxie, I think. Getting.
While we are was the first time out. We get a flag. I think that's just these nuts leaving. Yeah, but while we are hitting the ERS with no ERS to use, that's the benchmark time of 1:31.2, but that was invalidated.
It was indeed. And I don't know what to do here. I really want to... Actually, if you can message Kel and Brocard and just, like, privately and find out what's happening with them so I can, like, keep with the action so everyone can see it. Just ask them, like, where are they? Like, can you join in? Like, even during quali, that would be great. Just to get them up. Other leagues...
What's Kel's full username?
Have a look in the F4 chat and you'll see his thing.
Ah.
It'll be Kel something.
Ooh, what have you done to me?
He's not even in the chat either. Oh god.
What have I done?
Right, in that case I'll have to add him, but that's gonna mean we're gonna have to quit the action very slightly here. Right, hopefully that addresses things. Back to the action, and well, at the moment anyway, if this thing would get out of my way, it is Mr. VTB who takes pole, but T-Hawk second on those softs.
Yeah, and look at the difference though between T-Hawk and Bomber. It's really close between them until I just mentioned that.
But apart from that, it's
why we are pushing it to the metal.
And searching Google, what on earth? Oh, thanks for removing that. I now don't know who that person was, but anyway, yeah. So at this moment, qualifying isn't even close, which is even more of a shame if we get a boring race with 8 people.
Toxie's just coming up to the final corner. 1.4 seconds up. He's actually done his ERS deployment well, and he's a 1:33.2. Just off of bomb planters. Little improvement and he'll be there. And these nuts about to start a lap. Let's see what you can do later. To your wide there.
Yeah, Montana says get rid of Discord, but I think Discord's alright. I mean, Discord and PlayStation messages, they both need to be equally treated. Like, for every race, I always say the day before, the race is on, say yes if you can race, or say no if you can't. But yeah, I mean, just looking at this, with the people who are actually online and not turning up here, we got
It gives us a way to message people who are not on PSN.
Yeah, Brocard, Kel. We would have been up by, you know, to 10 drivers at least if those people turned up, and that would have been a little bit better than having 8 people here. So, and Stephen as well. So really, we should have been up to 11. And then thinking about Linus as well, who hasn't bothered turning up at all again after that. Problems that never happened before. So why are they happening in GHR? The first time actually that like the sign-ups, the way those were orchestrated as well. That was the first time we did anything like that. It's so bizarre. And
so some drivers.
Oh yeah.
You're saying?
No, I was just saying that we might have to cut away from the action now and again, just to look at the messages and everything.
Yeah, pointing out that some drivers look like they're struggling with their wheels around this track, like Lebanese. The new driver you brought in, like, I swear, 20 minutes ago. But more drivers to F4 roster, which is good. The Legend Killer through the final corner. Doesn't look like he'll be competing for pole with this lap. That's a 1:34.4. That puts him P6. The third slowest driver on track in the minute, and second slowest who is lap time. The only driver not to his lap is Lebanese in the minute, so all eyes on him for him to set his lap. But he's margin of ERS left, so not sure it'll be a good push to the line. With the final corner. Runs out of VRS forward line. That's a 1:38.6.
Dear, oh dear.
4 seconds off the Legend Killer in 6th. And then it's another 4 seconds to YBR, who is on a lap at the minute. Not sure if he's invalidated it, though.
Yeah, that to be 8 seconds off. Oh dear. And things get even worse for you, unfortunately, because Brighton and Newcastle, it was a 1-1 draw.
I haven't checked the standards to do math, okay?
You're 4 points.
So if you want to see me suffer, it'll be after stream, but let's not focus on that. YBR running very wide at the exit of the final corner. That's a 1:31.1. That's a good lap to put in P2.
Might get some competition here today.
And Kel's mentioned that he can't race in leagues part-time. You can't really race for weekends, so you have to take that into consideration.
Right. So Kel said that, but why didn't he tell us this when the season started or before?
That's a good point.
Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Once James has completed in his college,
the problem here is with the drivers who are not attending.
Yeah.
Oh, Kel said he did. Well, I've got to look back, but it's just frustrating, really. We've got 8 people here. Like, this isn't good enough. Like,
we may have to
we should be here.
Cancel F1, push these drivers into F3, and then push F3 into F2, and F2 into F1. But then F1 will be crowded, so we can't fix that.
And that will completely
Unless-
ruin people's championships. Like, people put so much effort into these first 3 races who have turned up, and then they're going to be reset to 0, have no points, and start from scratch. I mean, if I were someone who were asked to move to F1, I'd refuse myself, because I want to focus on F2. And that's what every driver's going to say, so that is not even an easy solution to have.
Yeah, unless full-time drivers are willing to become part-time reserve drivers, for that matter, it really depends whether it's worth racing, and then we'll be losing lots of drivers, which is not what we want for this league.
Yeah, or maybe, if Kel was watching, maybe having F4 on a Saturday isn't a great day to race, or to have racing on. Maybe if we move it to the Tuesday...
Although, if we were to try and switch the calendar for that one driver, would it put more strains on other drivers who have already put like weeks of preparation mending their calendars to make sure that they have time for this race?
I don't frankly care whether people can make different days or not. But I think you gotta care, because if people can't make Saturdays and they're an F4 driver, then obviously they're not gonna turn up. So what we need to do then is if we can get the majority of people saying yes, actually we can do like a day like Tuesday, maybe we need to change this F4 day to Tuesday, if that's the case, if that's why people aren't attending.
But back to F4 as the minute.
Well, maybe
Why we are just
maybe they can't make it on Saturdays. Maybe that's why it doesn't seem like they don't care about the league, because Saturdays aren't a good day for them. And actually having it on a weekend day, maybe for these people, or the people who aren't turning up, maybe that's why they're not, joining these sessions. That could be an idea of why that's not happening, perhaps. But then again, we need to make sure, and I'll definitely ask these people if a Tuesday would be better. Because at the start of the season, maybe before, looking at when people could do those days, maybe Saturday was the right option, but now maybe things have changed. Don't know why they would change, but it seems like people can't do it, so...
I mean, it means now that we have to search through all the sign-ups and then see what was the most common day for everyone that they said that they could make. At least 3 hours or so of effort from all the admin team.
We need to have a rethinking strategy and a rethinking how leagues should be done. We've got it totally wrong. We need to compromise for the sake of it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the drivers who are turning up week in, week out, they're going to be severely hampered with all, if we're going to move people. And that is the only thing that I can see that won't be great for those individual drivers who are putting in the effort and they're getting penalised as a result of others not turning up. And with our structure of F1, F2, F3, F4 not going great. Well, F2, F3 is good actually, so. The other suggestion actually is to try and find new people, like people who actually, well, because F2 and F3 are going great, we can find like 5 or 6 or so how many drivers we need for F1 who are F1 pace, are clean drivers in F1, and just put them in there that can do Fridays, and then also find people who are F4 pace, F4 drivers, like Lebanese THC.
However, we can search for new drivers, of course, but then a way to do it quick would be we need to open lobbies, but that's not worth it.
We might have to do that, because at the moment we are running on thin ice and we need to try and get to safety without falling over, if you know what I mean. We're going on a bit of a wobble here, with 8 people here, and then also in F1. A week's break could... I'm not too sure. I know it... No, I don't think we should disband it. F2 and F3 have been fine. And if we're not speaking to drivers who aren't turning up, then maybe that's something we also need to do. And it's definitely not fair for those F2 and F3 and F1 and F4 drivers who are actually turning up. Anyway, who's got pole?
Mathis VDB with the 133.3, who got that lap time on his first attempt, but he's coming through the final corner right now, and he's not improving on it. But it's making me question: is he really at full pace if he's did that lap for his first attempt, and is 7 tenths faster than D's Nuts in second with the 131 dead? But then Ridso fourth is YBR with a 131.1, Bomb Planter with a 131.6, Teal'c on the super soft compound, the only one out of anyone else, as everyone else is done on those softs, with a 132.7, Toxie in 6th with a 133.2, Legend Killer with a 133.6, and I do believe it was the other Red Bull. Yeah, we'll go back to standards and refer back. Yeah, Lebanese was 8th with a 138. So, very concerning for his speed compared to everyone else.
Yeah, I've just got a message. What's this message here? That's the problem there that happened. But yeah, that's the run over of qualifying. And here's a question: do we want competitive tiers in all leagues with the best drivers or mixed league? At the moment, with this situation here, we've got, I think, 2 options. I think the third option, actually, yeah, I did put it in the Discord. Actually, I had 3 options that were clear to me that we should do. I think option A was to move people up and destroy people's championships. Option B was to try and find new drivers in F1 and F4 to boost, you know, and to fix F1 and F4 that way. Or there was a third option of letting F2 people race in the F1 as reserves for F1, if that makes sense. F3, F2,
Yeah.
F4, F3, but so no one can be in F1 and race in F2, if that makes sense, and it doesn't work the other way around. Those are the 3 options I can see, and although people will say mixed league, if we can't find any new drivers for F1 and F4, then maybe that is an approach we need to take. We need to think of all 3 of those options there and decide which one's the best.
Yeah, but we can go over that after the race, because it seems like internal structure problems.
Yeah.
Wow.
James has said, I don't know if you can see the comments, but
Haven't been paying attention.
oh, okay. He says 2 options from his perspective: take a week's break and fix everything and have a proper rethink of how we are doing things, or completely rethink and cancel the leagues for the rest of F1 2018. For me personally, I really want to do Austria next week. For F2 and F3 guys especially.
I feel like
Those guys, and then all the guys who
break
turn
for
up.
only F4 would be the best option, because gives a chance to ask all the drivers in a period of time so we can sort things out.
F2 and F3 have been fine. To impede those
Yeah.
guys and not race in Austria, that would be...
No, I'm
So
sure they'll race,
unfortunate.
but it's just F4 that's going to be suspended for 1 week.
Maybe, but will a week fix everything? It's going to be a huge task that we've got to do.
I'm sure we could find a solution, but it all remains to be seen. But Mathis just spun it on the formation lap for a man Grosjean man. And if he's our leader, then it's going to be quite concerning for Tier 1, but every driver is on the Ultra Sauce, except T-Hawk on the Sauce. So, that's interesting.
Indeed. And thankfully, this is not a 5-car race. It is actually an 8-car race, so people just joining in the background there. And we will speak more about things in just a moment. We just got to commentate over this race. Well, until there's no action, of course. I think then we'll go back to...
Yeah, just commentate until there's no interest. But 5 lights and... away! Now! For the French Grand Prix of 4.
Yep. And it is the Mercedes driver who leads the way. These nuts around the outside, trying to find his way through. Not quite, but he might get the inside here, actually. And he does so, but he doesn't get alongside him at the moment. He's in the slipstream here. Is he going to have a move down into turn 4? I think this is turn 4 anyway. No, he doesn't. But YBR anyway,
I think he needs to get the run off.
Bomb planter settling in there. Oh, a bit of damage there. Who was that?
Ooh. That was YBR's front right.
Oh no. That is going to severely hamper his efforts to win this race. But anyway, down the main straight, or back straight we go. Steve's not going to have a go, no.
There's something happened to T-Hawk, he's so far behind already.
Yeah, didn't he get going? Or what has happened to him? Don't tell me he's had another spin.
Yeah.
But Mathis leading the way as we are coming into the time twist a bit of lap 1.
Yeah, you can see YBR, that front wing damage is costing him severely here. So much.
Lebanese has just got a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. Must mean a severe one.
Yeah, Legend Killer around the outside, surely not. Look, Lebanese is really slow here today, really struggling for grip or traction or something.
Legend Killer on the inside. Good overtake. Good touch in there.
YBR's into the pits. And well, thank you D's Nuts for giving us some sort of battle to look forward to. That's all I can say on that one.
Keep it up.
Yeah, because things have calmed down at the moment, so we can go back to our discussion really on what's going on. James has said we need to speak to drivers about this and include them more, or it's never going to work. Well, F2 and F3 are working, and we've got to figure out why that is. And obviously the main reason is, well, those drivers are completely and utterly committed. But some of the half the F1 and F4 grid aren't. We got to fix F1 and F4. How do we do that? 3 options.
You're dead now. You're dead.
Oh, Toxie's out! He spun it!
Oh.
And the flat right hand and T-Hawk's gone wide.
A Lebanese has got a puncture! How's he done that?
How? Did he do so many laps of those ultras in qualifying that it's affected him now?
No way.
God, what's happening?
It's gone from bad to worse. Drama, and it's already on lap 2.
Oh, that tire is destroying itself. Oh, he's going to have troubles here. Luckily the track is so wide, so he can just skate off. Oh!
Ooh. He's got 6 seconds of time penalty,
Oh,
and this ain't helping him.
He's fun!
YBR's coming quick, he must be asking what is going on.
Hopefully he doesn't crash into the pits. Oh, he gets it in time.
Ooh. I think I was speeding into bits right there. But the gap between Mathis and these nuts is increasing, which is concerning.
Yeah, that's their fault for not answering and not committing themselves to the league. That, yes. Why aren't they committing though? Why would someone sign up and then not attend any races? Why would that
Never
happen?
asked a question to them really, because so many factors can affect this, but it's quite unsure.
I know. Why would someone sign a piece of, well, this is, you know, and
Go through the time and effort to apply and do research into what they can and can't do for this. This being on the sidelines all the time.
do we need to go back to a different approach and message people privately and ask them if they want to
Possibly.
sign up? Do we need to change our approach on sign-ups and how people join the league? We might have to consider that. We've got to consider everything, really. It's Bomb Plant and Legend Killer both.
Into this really idiot. Lebanese has got its third time penalty on the Supersoft compound. But speaking of Supersofts, that's what Legend Killer and Bomb Plant switched to. So it's going good for Mercedes and Ferrari at the minute, but it's going horribly for the Red Bulls.
Yeah.
The DNF. 7. YBR really coming hot on Bomb Panther's tail. You can see a battle forming.
Yeah. Storm said, remove sign-ups as people have shown either not committed or would rather race in other leagues. That's a good point. Maybe that sign-up thing isn't a great idea.
I think it's worth asking every driver
Things aren't working
if they
out, I
compete
don't
in
know.
other leagues. They're now formed to everyone, so they can answer. But the battle between Bomb Plant and YBR is hot at the minute. On the inside, no way! It's clean. Around the outside, hangs YBR. Now Bomb Plant's been pushed to the outside, he's gonna try to switch back, but he's lost control, and YBR goes so wide, that is clear violation of the track limits. But can Bomb Plant catch back up to make an assault for the 4th place that YBR is possessing? But that was a horrible hairpin there, and he's dropped about 8 tenths from there. And the gap would be increasing if it wasn't for the DRS that Bomb Panther has.
Yeah. Storm again says, there are so many issues which are affecting that I think a week's break rethink about the league, and if not fixed, the week take longer break to get it sorted. Having a week's break is something I don't know. I really don't.
I feel like it's a necessity at this point, because if drivers are not committing themselves, then the doubt of why they even commit to league racing at all is put into question.
I think we need to. We've got F2 and F3 are fine. We don't need to even touch those leagues. They are fine as they are. What we need,
Consistent drivers.
I think we need to find new F1 drivers, new F4 drivers. How are we going to do that? There are different ways we can approach this. We just need new F1, new F4 drivers, fill in the spots, fill in those spaces, and if we do that, we are fine. No threat to messing up the championships for drivers. No threat of having a week's break if we do it.
Hmm. But back to the race, we got Bombhand who's really catching up to YBL, and D's Nuts who's within a second with DRS now on Matt. So, but that first, we could have a battle brewing. And also net fourth, I believe.
Right, I'm back. I do apologise.
Yeah, we have two battles brewing at the minute.
Alright,
One for
Storm
Nef.
says move F2 to F1. That is something I was in acceptance of that, but thinking more and more about it, it's not. I don't think that is a great option, Storm. It might fix things in the short term.
However, it's useful if we evaluate everyone to see which could be most beneficial for everyone.
It's about saving the GHR league, not the championship. But there's other approaches we can take, Storm. I think finding new F1 and new F4 drivers is the best option.
Yeah.
It really is,
These nuts
because
is
that's not
the-
going to impact anyone else really in terms of moving up or down or things like that. Montana, when I ask the guys one by one if they want to join NSX, they should expect that they need to be committed. Somehow they improved a lot, participated, blah blah blah. Were successful. Right, okay, so he's talking about NSX.
We do have a lot of NXX drivers in our league, so I mean, if NSX were like us having some of their drivers, you'd probably reach out and ask like, what days are the leagues that they compete in?
Yeah, Unseen says, but that's punishing the committed championship leaders in F2 because they can't compete for the title in F1. That is...
Exactly.
You've hit the nail on the head there, Unseen. That is exactly why we shouldn't do that.
Bombs are right in the back of YBR within within half a second. But
We're gonna get some battles. Thank goodness.
yeah, I was really considering his battery compared to Bomb Planter, looks like, but Mathis, again, fastest lap of the race with 133.8, so he's putting at a fast rate compared to these nuts, and it's already within a second for T-Hawk, who at the minute must be nursing his tyres if he's on the soft compound. So I feel like not much of a battle may happen, but we can see a little tussle. But then also at the same time we do have Bomb Hunt and YBR, so you may want to be focusing on one. But Mathis capturing himself in T-Hawk's slipstream, he's going to send out the inside.
Battle first, is he going to go for it? Oh, he hesitates there. And he remains in second.
But
So
a good exit can lead another
T-Hawk doing a great
inside.
job for D's Nuts. Trying to hold him up there.
Against T-Hawk. Not these nuts. But on the inside
exactly.
goes Matt. He can confirm the first place that he has regained. But also at the same time we have Bomb Planter capturing YBR this light.
Indeed.
Or to be seen.
Unseen has put another comment in. He said, you can move F2 into F1 for the remainder of this season, this last season on F1 2018, and have 2 points systems. Highest placed F2 driver is in P8, they score 25 points. So it's like Pro and Pro-Am racing at the same time out on track, if that makes sense.
So could we say it's like a Le Mans basis with different classes?
A Le Mans, yeah. That's what he's on about. Storm says the championship leader in F2 are in the wrong tier, as they can't make
facts.
F1. Both man to name.
Oh.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
I
could
think
argue that
Deneen's
point.
perfect for the tier, but Boatman, he is punching well below his weight. Well,
Yeah,
he's
although
punching
saying
in
that,
a low tier.
Boatman's got a pretty big fight on his hand because Felix, Fienmi, you know, those guys, Glocky as well, are all proving that they can beat him. So I
Yeah,
think
but then
F2 in that
if you
respect
compare it
is
to last season, by which since then every driver has practically improved, Boatman was like defeating them easily.
yeah, so
Then
he's obviously
what's
lost a
that
bit of
about that?
speed or something, but I mean, Storm, yes, you can argue that maybe half the F2 grid should be in F1, but before the season started, we had 20 drivers who were faster, apart from Boatman, of course, because of his timing problems.
Oh, why
we had
Beyond's
20.
left?
Oh, there.
So
We
we
had-
can get back.
Yeah, we had 20 F1 drivers, 20 F2 drivers, 20 F3 drivers, and 20 F4 drivers. But half the F1 grid isn't turning up. So it seems like an easy solution there now. But oh, YBR
Yeah.
says he lost connection or something. He says he wants an invite, but
Yeah, we can't invite him though. So
yeah, we can't.
maybe if
Just fixation.
someone in the lobby can invite him.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah, that's lovely. Lebanese, 50 seconds off Legend Killer. What is that racing line? That is hideous. Boy, where the hell did you find this guy?
I told you it
I'm
was
really
F4
concerned.
pace.
Yeah, but when he's not even following the track limits, it's really putting me into a doubt of him lasting longer than a race. I feel like he's going to become Andrea de Cesaris and all this.
He's going so
Why, we are
slowly
still
towards
not
yellow
back into his
flag.
car yet. The Legend Killer is definitely catching him fast.
What are the yellow flags for?
I think it's for YBR's ghosting car. But
Ah,
Lebanese with another 3-second time penalty. Which one is that, I wonder?
oh, there. Oh,
This
these
leaves
nuts!
YBR down.
Look at this battle, two Ferraris.
Yeah. York running a much better exit, but these nuts is just hanging in and overtaking. Like, you're just losing all your battery, mate.
Yeah. Oh, YBR,
Must
YBR,
watch-
YBR. To join YBR, click square when spectating your name, and then there should be an option to, if you click X or something here, there should be, yeah, look, you see there it says take control. You just press that and you'll be straight into the action. So yeah, driver select, X, and then take control. I can't take control. obviously,
Meanwhile,
'cause I'm
these
not YBR.
nuts almost lunging on the inside. Yeah. Press the X and take control to take control.
You know, I've just thought
did
about
you see that
this.
he's back in his car?
T-Hawk might win this race actually, because he's the only guy on a one-stop apart from YBR. But anyway, there's a position change.
But the thing is, YBR's already done a stop because T-Hawk's been on his tyres for 10 laps since the beginning, but YBR's only been on his tyres for 8. He's on the second oldest tyres in this race at the minute, and it's still slower compound, so the question is raised to that.
Indeed. But anyway,
yeah,
I think
Lebanese steering
Where is
is
he?
quite. Oh, Lebanese is about to be lapped. Let's just hope that this is going to go well. I'm quite concerned.
yeah, look at
This
his
could define
movements.
whether he'll be staying.
His lines aren't that great. Goodness
I mean-
me.
Let's give him a controller, I think.
This is not working too well for him, is it?
I mean, this could just throw Mattis' race into contention. Because who knows, like, how Mattis may approach him, either aggressively or not. But
There's another
Lebanese, I'm
penalty.
just going to check. Yeah, I'm going to check how many penalties that is. So we have a penalty and a warning for lap 1. Lap 2 is penalty and 3 warnings. Lap 3 is a penalty and 3 warnings. Lap 4 is 2 warnings. Lap 4 is penalty and 3 warnings. Lap 5 is 2 warnings. Lap 6 is a penalty and 2 warnings. Lap 7 is penalty and 2 warnings. Lap 8 and 9 are warnings. And lap 10 and 11 are penalties and 2 warnings. So that leaves him with 8 penalties.
Yeah. Storm says, where did he came from, this guy? Where do you think,
Poor boy
Storm?
invited him 10 minutes before the lobby began. But luckily, Matthews just got right past.
Yeah. His pace is awful, but he's F4.
He's
Quality.
1 minute and 5 seconds behind YBR.
And
If
YBR
that
disconnected.
doesn't scream bad. If that doesn't scream bad, then I don't know what's wrong. But YBR's right on the back of Legend Killer. Hopefully we can see a battle. It's the only thing within 5/10 of anyone. Come on.
Move Lebanese into F1.
And he just say hello and goodbye right there from YBR on the hunt.
Or
Get
maybe
his
not.
P4 back.
Made a mistake.
Lebanese with that perfect racing line.
Storm says, so anybody can get invited. Come on, how does that make GHR look? I think this makes GHR look a little bit better than having 7 drivers race. At least we had 8 today.
If you're like inviting drivers who turn out to look really bad with another penalty racking it up to 9, it's putting it in a bad picture saying that we'll accept the worst of the worst.
To make them the best of
you
the
could
best.
also argue. However, that's a slow and lengthy process with lots of arguments.
I know, but look, if we didn't have him here, then we'd be having one less driver, and at least he's having a nice time anyway. Like experiencing a league.
I'm surprised he hasn't left yet.
Yeah, he's not
Or
holding
been
people up.
different.
He's not crashing into anyone. He's
Well,
just
trust me, if it was Monaco,
slow.
he would have already died.
Yeah, thank goodness that's not on the calendar there.
But these nuts has entered the pit for compound of soft tyres, taking him to the end. Luckily, he's been able to pull off a one-stop, so I feel like Teal could be entering this lap.
I think
In
Teal
fact,
must
he
have
is.
spun.
Yeah, he's got the green light for his for the pit box, so this is his in lap. And if I'm correct, the pit is like about 25 seconds long, so it means he'll come out back in third. So it seems almost guaranteed to get a podium at this point.
Yeah, just to go on to penalties for everybody. The race leader, no penalties.
I'm not sure.
T-Hawk,
I'm not sure if he's F4 quality.
these
Maybe
nuts.
F3.
YBR has a couple of penalties. Legend Killer has nothing.
Speaking of YBR, he's
Bombard
within
has a
a
couple.
second of these nuts.
Gosh. So I think Lebanese is going to get disqualified.
I mean, is there any surprise in that?
He's going to be the first driver since Fuad on F1 2017, F2 Season 2 for FRL, to be disqualified for cutting too many corners.
Well, Teal has just lapped Lebanese, so that's the second lap P of lapping. This is becoming a bit of a comedy show for him at this point. But YBR, on those 11 lap old tyres, right on the back of these nuts, well, he was. He just lost a little bit of time.
I mean, just looking at Lebanese here, what is he doing wrong, do you think? Oh, he's got a puncture. How is he
I don't
getting
know if this is a bit of commentator's curse or lack of skill. I feel like we're getting a bit...
We couldn't have timed that, any better. What is Lebanese doing wrong? Bang, he gets a puncture.
And bang, look at that racing line. He's totally applying the, oh, if I must go into the inside of the track, I'm using less legs. Am I making myself quicker?
Oh, he's
And
got
he
he's
spun
spin, he
it!
spun it. Oh no.
Oh god.
A comedy of errors. Lebanese.
I feel like he'll be getting driver of the day. He's
Yeah.
putting Max Verstappen like performances in.
He probably hasn't even been to. Yeah, he hasn't probably done this track ever before. But anyway, he's an F4 driver. He can't be an F3, F2, or F1. That's for sure.
And once,
So,
and plus, once Bomb Planters lapped him, that means he's the first driver, I do believe in FRL history, to have been lapped by every car.
yeah, who's actually still in the race and not an AI.
That turning circle is beautiful. But Seal's in the pits, and now YBR is third.
In the pit seat comes.
Now, what tyre will he enter?
Be sensible, we'll go for softs. He is sensible.
And he's entered on softs. Now, at least we can be sure he won't get a puncture, possibly. And Bomb Planter's left.
Oh no!
Ooh. Hopefully he has a backup invite.
I hope he can join back. But anyway, go back to Lebanese. Unseen's just said, I think Lebanese just had his first penalty-free lap as he had a puncture and he was going so slow. Oh, let me double check that actually.
That's his first lap. I mean,
oh, it's true. Is it? Oh no, yeah.
that's his first lap in 5 laps to not get a penalty. His best lap time at the minute is a 140. And he's not retired.
Oh, what's happened? Oh, Lebanese has got disqualified.
Oh, he's done it. He's done a topsy. He's done a topsy.
Oh no.
And Lebanese has been disqualified.
Okay, too many calls. Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh no.
We're down to
At
5.
least Sled Killers did confirm top 5.
Actually, we're down to 4 drivers here because Bomb Planter's not here.
Oh
Hopefully
my
he can get
lord.
back.
This is the most controversial race ever. We've had drivers that are way too fast. 36 seconds faster than the guy in second. We've had disqualifications and being lapped by practically everyone. We've had multiple disconnects and we've had 2 drivers make the same error in the same race.
Unbelievable.
I don't know if this is going to go down in history as a good race or a bad one. He only just made his pit stop. In fact, at this point, everyone's practically on new tyres.
Yeah, everything's been reset. Bomb Planter still hasn't joined back. So, and Lebanese.
There's Lebanese. Possibly the new comedy man in GHR.
Yeah, and well, if I think the record for the amount of finishers, the least amount of finishers is 3. Oh no, it was 4.
Do you think we can
Australia.
beat 96 Monaco?
It won't, but it will get close. In terms of FRL, the Australian Grand Prix for F3 Season 2, we had 4 finishers. Extreme, Brocard, Hidupao, and Duze Gaming.
But you do have to remember, I think it was Extreme that did get disqualified. So
it's
we had
Duze.
3 finishes.
Duze
Duze.
Gaming.
So
yeah.
technically we had 3 finishes.
Yeah, technically speaking, yes, that is correct. Will we see a record being broken here today, do you think?
I mean, we're possibly going to equal it.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Yeah, D's was complaining about lack of grip right before the race started, so it seems that the setup is finally taking a toll, because he was mentioning that he did have a Monaco setup, which I don't know why you would race around here. There's like no type bits for days.
Yeah, Bomb Planter's
But
back.
Bomb Planter's back.
Good.
So
Thank
we're
goodness.
gonna have 5 finishers in a minute.
We are indeed. As Toad asks in Discord if a new championship for GT Sports coming soon. Well, I think we might have to put that on hold and just fix F1 first of all before we do
Yeah.
anything on GT Sport.
Anyway, F1 is the foundation of our league.
Yellow flag.
But yellow flag? Is that Lebanese running on the track? It is!
Surely
And Bomb
not.
Planter's left. We're back to 4 drivers. Oh, the comedy. I wonder what James will be saying right now in this instance.
Well, I hasn't said a
Screaming
comment in
to halt
ages.
the race. Oh yeah,
Yes.
he does have things to focus about. So let's not distract him from that. To be honest.
Bomb
Bomb
Planter's
Planter's back. I'm gonna say within the next minute he's gonna either not be in his car or he's gonna be in his car. But he's probably gonna leave again due to connection.
Right, Bomb Planter, this is how you join the race. Watch very clearly. Spectate yourself. Click square. Driver select, click X on your name and then take control. Unseen's just said, has Bomb Planter got the same internet services provider as you?
But I thought Bomb Planter was back.
He says probably. Oh, dear.
Oh lord.
Yellow flags. Why are the yellow flags? Oh, Bomb Planter's back. Hello? Mr. Myers left. Well, he hasn't left the party, he's, I don't know what's happened to him, but anyway. Let's, as there's no battles gonna be raging on track.
Returned with news that the
Oh.
difference between Brighton and Cardiff in the standards at the minute is 4 points, but let's. Well, you might as well talk about football at this point, because look at the intervals.
4 points with 2 games left, right?
Yeah, and Brighton are versing 2 of the top teams, whilst we are versing Crystal Palace at home. As if I already hate him, Wilfried Zaha already, I could hate him even more next week.
Right, and what's after that?
Manchester United are away.
Oh, well, you're pretty much relegated.
We're gonna have to beat them on points because they have the goal differences. Pretty shocking for Cardiff.
You should have really won today, I think, but you didn't. You had to win today to keep your hopes alive.
And I thought Newcastle should have smashed Brighton, but look how that's turned out.
Yeah, it's all going wrong. You have to win the next 2 games, and that is not going to happen. That is not going to happen.
My life is falling apart as we speak.
Yeah, it's all going wrong.
Everything is.
Storm's got a league race around Monaco, so he's going to have a lot
Good
of
luck, mate. I hope you survive.
Yeah, you probably just cursed him there.
What?
He's
What, you
probably
think
gonna-
this is some Cardiff curse?
Well, yeah, I mean, look what's happened.
I feel like my presence is just a curse because look at my internet from the past couple of races. And if you haven't, look at the Canadian Prix uploaded by Ballboy57. But me a couple days ago, and you'll see the most memey epic event of myself you'll ever seen.
Indeed, and speaking of connections, you haven't disconnected once.
Luckily. But don't speak too soon there, mister.
That is true. But anyway, what do you guys think's the best option? Now, here we're gonna do a bit of a vote here, okay? So, hear me out. Option A. What is option A? Option A is to keep things as they are in terms of who's in what tier, but if there's space in F1, then we get F2 drivers to race in F1 as reserves to boost those numbers, F3 to F2, F4 to F3, but nobody can move backwards, so F1 drivers can't race in F2, and you know, so on and so forth. That is option A. Option B is to move F2 drivers up to F1 permanently, F3 drivers up to F2, and F4 to F3, which will mess up the championships but provide us with 3 strong tiers, hopefully. Or,
but then the problem is, how many drivers would possibly remain in F4, because there's only so many they can move up.
We cancel F4. That will happen in Plan B, in Option B. Option C.
Someone would have to come upstairs.
Option C is to find new people for F1 and F4. Leave F2 and F3 as they are, and that way we can strengthen F1 and F4. Not moving anyone about who's currently here, and that way we'll have much better attendance figures. What is
drama?
The option? Right, Storm's voted option 2. Okay.
Yeah. Option 1 would be the easiest choice, but the most impractical. Option 2, that can rid us of our main problem at the minute, whilst also possibly providing reserves. So, in my opinion, I think that's also the best option. But then option 3 is a bit of a make-believe, while some would believe.
You know what? I think option 3 is the best. I really do. Because option 2, we're destroying the championships. No matter how small or how many races we got left, we cannot move people up and destroy their championships. That is something we should resort to as a last resort.
Yeah, I feel like they could be suggesting we might as well suspend the race as it is right now, because it seems like Matt's just going to pull away at this moment since he's on fresh ultra sauce. Bless me.
Oh, bless.
But yeah, like the differences between every driver is just so big you don't really see a bow forming.
Oh.
But in fact, Matt's just got a penalty. Let's have a look. For Matt, that was his first penalty, and for T-Hawk, he's got 1 penalty, so technically they're still going to finish it as it is.
Yeah, Storm says fake championship, it's about getting leagues right, not just a championship, otherwise you'll have to worry as the league will fail. If we do option 3, it won't fail because we'll fix F1 and F4 without touching F2 and F3, which have been fine. And I think having this championship and having people race in situations with the championship on the line is better than resetting their points to 0 and forcing them to move, which shouldn't happen. We shouldn't do that at all. That is something that will destroy the championships. Nobody wants that. Felix, the enemy, if you ask them to move to F1, they won't. They'll stay in F2. And if you force them, then there's going to be problems. There's going to be tensions there. Because let me put this to you, right? I'm going to ask you this, right? Okay. Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right. Okay. Okay.
I'm listening and
Imagine
considering.
this. Imagine this, right? Imagine this. You're in F2, right? Okay. And let's say you've won the first 2-3 races. Okay. I know that hasn't happened, but just imagine you're having such a good, strong start to the F2 campaign, right? Now, F1 drivers aren't attending, so what we do is, I'll ask you, right, we need F2 drivers to race in F1. Do you want to race in F1?
I'm unsure if I was to be asked.
You'll sacrifice all the efforts you've done in F2 just to boost the numbers in F1. There's other ways in doing that.
Then you could also think about the possibility of having cleaner races.
Cleaner races with less people. People want to see 20-car grids. We can't promote people full time halfway through the season. It's not their fault. To the drivers who are committed. Unseen says enlisting new drivers shouldn't be too difficult as long as the admins spend the week before scouting and as many open lobbies as possible.
Yeah.
Storm says, but you have only one because you're in the wrong tier. That is not the case, Storm. If you win a championship, no matter what formula, no matter what touring car championship in real life you are, no matter where you are, motorbikes, bicycles, tricycles, you know, Tour de France, if you win it because you deserve it and that you're better than your competitors. So to say that because you're in the wrong tier isn't really the case, because you do get close competition and every tier so far has been close in that regard.
I mean, there's so many options that you can think, but then you always gotta ask the simple question: would it work for everyone?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, Storm has just also said, Unseen said that 3 weeks ago as an idea, but it never happened. Why give options if you already decided that it's wrong?
I mean, we still
I'm giving my opinion.
Offer.
I'm saying here are the 3 options we have, and I'm saying option 3 is the best of getting new F1 and F4 drivers in. Like said before, 4 or 5 people in F2 should be in F1. But then we're going to have a problem with F2 attendances, aren't we, Storm, if we do that?
I mean, we need to collage like all the all the admins.
Think we'll do this after the race?
Possibly.
Straight away?
Yeah.
Sheffield United are into the Premier League.
What are you on about?
What?
Sheffield United, like, we're not really interested in them.
Well, I'm just saying because there's nothing going on, right?
Well, at least it's something to pass the time, but problem that is now within 5 seconds of Legend Killer, so but it's the final lap, and Mathis, after this long silence of a quite undramatic race, through the final corner. Well, would you like to say it, or shall I?
What?
Mathis comes across the line to win the French Grand Prix for F4, adding 25 points to his name. And through the final corner comes the driver who's performed a great strategy, T-Hawk, to get the top position for Ferrari and 18 points to his name in P2. And to round off the podium spots, it is YBR coming back after that disconnection. And fourth is Legend Killer, who's coming through the final sector after a very quiet race with nothing really to mention about him, as he's been really clean. But as I quickly check, Legend Killer's had 1 penalty, but Bomb Planters had 3. So even if there was a penalty scandal, Legend Killer would still get it. But he crosses the line to get P4. I think that's his best result this season yet. And Bomb Planter comes across to get P5 and the final place of the finishers. But so as the DNFers go, we have Toxie and These Nuts both failing at the same place, which is quite dramatic if you think about it, because never in a race really do you have 2 drivers of the same tier in the same race failing in the same corner. But then you also do have the disappointment that did get disqualified as Lebanon, I believe. Literally, it was so long ago that he got disqualified that I practically forgotten his name. But that concludes our GHR F4 French Grand Prix with 8 drivers in total.
Indeed, we get 2,500 XP. And yeah.
And the fastest lap goes to Mathis, so that's an extra point to his name. So gets him 26 points, in fact.
Indeed. So there
Hopefully
we
I
go.
put enough enthusiasm into this to...
That was perfect.
I feel I was more the main commentator instead of the co-commentator who's actually focusing on the race more, but oh well.
Yeah, look, if we had like a 15 car grid for F4, then I think we'd all be taking this, you know, we'd be focusing on the action throughout and not reading people's comments, but because the lack of people turning up, it
I mean,
turns
you could
into
ask
a
the question
focus
about TFL B League back in the F1 2017 days, where literally we had 8 drivers. And that was something.
Right. It's interesting.
But that concludes it. Should we perform interviews, maybe?
Yeah, we'll do that quickly actually, because of course we got hardly anyone here. Right, let me... Right, let's invite people. Let's find out. There we go. Everyone's invited. Actually, you know what? I should have just put her onto open lobbies really to get a better attendance.
I doubt anyone would have.
Actually, I'm gonna race in this one. I want to race. Right.
That
People are
race
joining
will
in.
go down as the most embarrassing race in the history of our.
Well, we will address things, but first we need to talk about the race actually and what happened there. So we're going to go on to our race winner, Matthias VDB. Congratulations on your first victory in GHR. Yeah, how were those opening laps for you? Talk us through the start of the race. He's not here, is he? Right, let's move on to T-Hawk. Talk us through the start of the race from your perspective, then, T-Hawk.
I got a good start. Was side by side with Bomb Planter on the inside. Then I tried to stick to the inside. He kind of came across me. We touched a little bit and I spun around.
Never seen him. Yeah, that's why Bob Tiago was so far behind in the start, because I never seen him spin out. Oh, well, I never seen him behind me.
Right, yeah, because you did, yeah, you were quite far behind, I think, very early on, and I didn't actually see what happened, so I did suspect that something happened to you. But anyway, how was your recovery then after that point in disappointing start to the race?
Disappointing start.
Lonely and boring.
Yeah, I mean, you did try and hold up, I think, the Mercedes to try and help these nuts, I think, at one point.
Speaking about these nuts, he just got disqualified.
Well, anyway, it's still 18 points.
Yeah, you can't expect much of racing with only 5 or 7 people in the lobby. So...
I mean, we tried to reach out, but the people were bothered.
Yeah, well,
I just
anyway...
won't say anything about it, it's just an embarrassment.
You extend your championship lead. Next race is Austria, so how do you think that'll go?
I don't know. I think Austria is quite a nice track, suits me quite well. But, of course, with all the drivers that we're getting and the amount of action that we're gonna get with a full lobby, that's definitely gonna happen. Everything could happen. I don't know if I'm gonna score points. Maybe I win, maybe not. To be honest, at this point I don't fucking care, cause right now F4 is just a fucking joke.
Yeah, that is well put there. But unfortunately it's something that has happened because drivers aren't turning up. It's down to the drivers and those who are turning up. I mean, are not doing anything wrong. But anyway, well done anyway on getting the podium.
So you have to find some kind of improvement. I know, recruit new drivers or do something. But as of right now, I'm really not surprised that the motivation amongst the F4 drivers is just...
The fuck is one?
What a complete idiot that guy was. But anyway, yeah, well done anyway on that, and yeah, good luck for the next race.
Yeah, whatever.
Bomb Planter, talk us through your start of the race. How was that for you in France?
That basically sums it up. Yeah, chaotic start. Didn't see Tiak coming down my left side, and I accidentally took him out. at the arrows, just after I accidentally took him out. We were talking and I said, I'm absolutely sorry, I didn't see him, but I mean, he still came second, which is impressive. Yeah, it was chaotic. Me coming home in 5th, that's my best, basically, my best finish this whole season. I mean, where did you get these new guys? Oh wait, I'm not
Open lobbies.
even kidding. Fair enough. That sums up, like, why there's so much chaos. I mean, he got disqualified, he got lapped by everyone.
Yeah.
Even Legend Killer. No offense, Legend Killer.
Hey, man, it's fine.
But yeah. That's it.
Yeah,
basically.
well, I mean, without your disconnection, do you think you could have got a podium today?
No. Probably, yeah, but...
Alright, and Austria's next,
Wait.
so do you think you'll do a little bit better there? How's your pace around Austria?
Yeah, I haven't here since... So I'll be practicing, basically, all I did, before France. I did ending this morning, just to get better, and I got 5th, which isn't bad.
Yeah,
So,
well, I do wish you all the best, and hopefully, yeah, we'll find solutions to the evident problems. But anyway,
When
well
you said
done,
it
and
on the
good luck
stream-
for the next
Remember in the
race.
stream when you said that there's like what was option 3? Didn't hear option 3.
Option 3 was to get new drivers in for F1 and F4, because those...
Where are we gonna find quick
But you
drivers?
have to test them though.
F1 is ridiculously quick.
We're gonna have to test and recruit new drivers through open lobbies, through any way we can.
Oh no. Oh no.
I mean, what
Actually,
was
there's
it
an
you
app.
in? You're an F2 or...
F2.
I like how it means they only for overnight in this lobby. It's like party.
I'm not in the F4 race either. I watched the I mean, the India.
No, I said you're in Fortnite. The only person in Fortnite in this party.
Well, just like end game today and I'm in the mood to play game mode.
I prefer it.
Anyway,
Yeah,
Yeah, anyway.
We've got another driver to interview, I think. Legend Killer. Talk us through that start of the race from you anyway. How the race
Well,
began.
so basically, I can't remember. I was in 4th, I pit, I went 6th. Someone did crash right in front of me, I remember that. Someone span and hit the wall, I can't remember who it was, but they just span and hit the wall right in front of me, so that made
Oh,
me
who was that?
Was
That
that
would've
T-Hawk?
been me.
Because he was so far behind.
No, that was Dean
Probably.
Nelson.
No, they went out for it, they like...
Oh,
retired from it,
Toxie.
so-
Toxie,
Yeah, it must
that's
have been them, yeah. So he went out, yeah, so then I was in 5th quite a while, and I was basically just settling for 5th, and then I think whoever was 4th DC'd twice, and then yeah, it's a bit shit for me, to be honest.
The only reason you got 4th was because I disconnected.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you think, or do you definitely think then 4th was the maximum you could have got out today, even with all the
Yeah, I
problems
was
with
like, what,
everyone?
30 seconds behind 3rd, so, you know, I didn't... yeah, 4th, probably shouldn't
Oh.
even got 4th really, but... What is it?
Yeah, well, Austria's next, so yeah, only 8 corners around that track, 8 corners for you to
Oh, that's
try and
alright
practice.
then, yeah. that was
How-
another thing, my setups, I got set up completely wrong, I just felt heavy going around all the corners, and just... Yeah, I just didn't feel too great
Oh.
controlling the car, really.
Well,
Same,
how do
that
you
was me
think
when I
you'll
joined
do in
France.
Austria anyway, like, generally speaking? Will it be a lot better for you around there, do you think?
It's alright, because, yeah, less corners is usually better, so... I guess it's just how it's going on the day, and I'll have to work on my setup throughout the week and stuff.
I knew that was
Yeah.
gonna happen.
Well, yeah, thanks for racing anyway, and all the best, of course, for
Yeah,
the
so-
next race.
Oh,
I
my-
don't believe that just happened. Oh my But yeah, just to clarify on what's happening, I think option 3, which is to find new F4 drivers and new F1 drivers to boost the numbers, is the best thing we can do right now, because promoting people is just going to cause a lot of chaos, and we don't want that. Getting new people in, I think, is better.
I think you should promote F2 drivers to F1, so then F1's full, and then get F4 drivers, and if there's a
So option
promote
2,
whatever
right?
you need F3.
Option 2, that
I
will
don't
ruin
know,
the
I wasn't
championship, and I
watching.
doubt anyone wants to move. I really do
enough.
doubt
I mean,
that's going to
if
happen.
I get moved to F3, I couldn't make it.
Yeah, I can't
Unless
make
you
it
like
to
to
F1
move the
either.
day to like Tuesday or something. I'll be happy with Tuesday, but not Monday.
So we might not even be able to do
It's just a
that.
suggestion.
So I think option 3, is the best thing we can do. We will discuss afterwards if there are more admins on. But Storm says option 2 is still there, but we'll discuss it with you, Storm, anyway after. So I think we'll leave it at that. So next week hopefully we'll have Austria, but I really don't know at this point. But we'll wait and see. So on that note, thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye.
Damn Thanos.
Charles Leclerc, Charles Leclerc, Charles Leclerc, Charles Leclerc,
Damon
Charles
Hill,
Leclerc.
Damon Hill, Damon Hill, Damon Hill,
Robert
Damon Hill,
Kubica,
Damon
Robert
Hill,
Kubica.
Damon Hill, Damon Hill.
Let's end the stream
Pass the
already.
Magneto, pass the Magneto,
Let's just end it, alright?
This is how every
Pass the
stream ends.
Maldonado.
This is how
Damon Hill,
every
David
stream
Coulthard,
ends when I'm in the
Damon Hill,
party with
Damon Hill.
Barbara.